Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it.
So to start, you will want to open up your internet browser. So click on it and enter. I'll have links to all of these in the description below, but go to one of them and download them. These are all pretty good text editors, but for this episode, I'll be coding with brackets. So after you've took your time and installed one of these, you'll get the DMG, let me just look up this. When you open it, you'll get something like this. Just drag brackets into the application folder, or whatever. Windows, I don't think you have to do something like that, but if you do, then whatever. For me, I'm just going to stop it because I already have brackets installed, so yep. Now what you're going to want to do is just create a new folder on your desktop by right-clicking and hitting New Folder, or whatever you do, and call it whatever you want. I'm going to name it Tutorial Websites. I was doing this before, I just didn't feel like tutorial website. There. Now that you're done, I'm just gonna into my trash because I don't feel like having all the other stuff. Okay, now that you're done, you got your folder and everything, time to begin. So what you're gonna want to do is open the application by either searching it up in your Spotlight search or your Windows search down in the bottom left, or finding it somehow and just opening it. I'll be teaching you how to do a simple website such as this today. And we'll talk about this also. But for now, we're going to go out of the websites thing, and we're going to open up a new thing. So what you're going to want to do is, I kind of rushed through that, didn't I? Okay, when you get here, you're going to see two documents called index.html and main.css. But they're going to be much more complex than this, and it will be kind of confusing if you don't know anything about HTML. But it's just telling you what brackets is. What you want to do is select this websites thing. It won't say websites, it'll say something else. Just hit it and click that. If you're on Windows or on Mac, just navigate to where you have your folder saved. For me, I have it on desktop, so desktop. Then we're going to click tutorial website. As you can see, this is the blank folder that we created earlier. But yeah. Also, when you first have it, this theme thing won't be black. It'll actually be white. If you want it to be black, then I will teach you how to do that at the end. So to create a new document, you can hit Command or Control N, whatever, or just File New, whatever, just make a new file. And then save it as a index.html file. Now, this is the only file you'll have to make a specific for, because when you're going, for websites like GoDaddy, when you want to post your website for the world to see, the first thing it'll look for is a file called index.html. Do that. Make sure you are saved it in your tutorial website folder. Usually it would be selected already, and just save it. Next, we're going to create another file, which we won't need as of now. So just create a new file and save it as main.css. Now we got two items in our working files and 2 items in our website folder. For now, we're just going to completely ignore this CSS file, and we're going to move on to here. The very first thing we're going to want to do here is identify that this file is an HTML file. Now, we've already done that by just saying this, but there is a special kind of tag. And what tags are is they begin with a less than sign, have gibberish in it, and they have a greater than sign. As you can see, automatically another ending tag similar to it came up. Those are just fake tags though. So yeah, it's like a container. that contains things. So for example, I'll teach you about this later, but if you have the paragraph tag, everything inside it would be considered a paragraph, while everything outside it would not be considered a paragraph. So this would be considered a paragraph, but this would not. I actually have an image of a couple of tags that you could actually use. There are many. The head, HTML, H1 through 6, and there are a bunch of others which they don't have listed here, but this is the basics. So we're just going to go over that. Now that we're done that, I would like to introduce you to the first tag ever on your website, the Doctype tag. Literally, just type in Doctype, all caps, and then HTML. And what I think its purpose is, it's just saying that the document type is an HTML file, even though we've already labeled it .html, but whatever. Next, we're going to want to go and add our next tag, which is the HTML tag. So anything outside this HTML tag that we're adding here, there. Anything outside of this will not be looked at our website, which means that this doc type will not be viewed in our website. If I type in some random gibberish there, it will not be viewed in our website. Only things inside the tags will be viewed in our website. Next, we're going to add our next tab called head. So we're going to add that by typing in head and body. The head is essentially just the tab part, and the body is essentially the body, everything you're going to look at. So the first thing we're going to look at is the title, and the title is what the website is referred to, which is all the text up here. And the tag for that is, instead of saying this is less than, instead of this is greater than, this is going to be called the beginning of a tag, this is going to be called the end of a tag. So we're going to start a tag, and we're going to name it title. The title is that. I think I said that already. We're going to name this website Tutorials. Also, as you're working, I forgot to mention this, in your working file section, there's going to be a dot next to whatever file you're working with, or it'll be a dot here, whatever. No matter what application you're using, unless it's just plain old TextPad, because I don't think anyone uses that, or TextEdit, there will be an indicator saying that you have not saved your progress. So the way to save it is either file saving by either coming here, or Command/Control-S. It's a good habit to get into. What it makes sure of is that you will not lose your progress. Like, let's just say you decide to work for like hours upon hours, and then you forgot to save and you accidentally just close your computer. All that work is going to disappear, so make sure you save. Now we're going to move on to the body. We're going to talk about a couple of those tags that I mentioned earlier. One of them is going to be the H1 through 6 tag, and we're going to talk about that now. What it means is when you start a tag and you type in the letter H, you will get 6 H options until you get to the other things that start with H. H1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Basically, this is just a normal text. This is just normal text, but amplified or shrunk. H6 is really small, while H1 is humongous. So we're going to make an H1 called How to Code a Website. And this website that we're going to be creating, test website, will teach us how to code. So now we're going to run our website. Running your website is like testing it to see how it looks like, if you solved a problem, if you see a problem. It's just a good way to see what your viewer will be seeing when you publish it. So to do that, you're going to navigate to the Run button. There is a lightning symbol, and it's called Live Preview. So when you click it, it'll tell you a little bit about Live Preview, and just click OK, and voila. It opens up a Google Chrome browser. No matter what browser you use, it will open up Google Chrome, and it will instantly give you what you already have in your code. As you can see, in the head, we said tutorials, and in the body, we said H1, we're going to give it a really big header called How to Code a Website. I'm going to go over one more, actually, I'm going to go over the other tags as well, so we might as well do like an H, we're going to do an H2, and now we're just going to fill all of these up. Okay, I just saved it, and now we have H1 through 6, and now I'm going to demonstrate how small it gets. So we got massive, subtitle worthy, a little more subtitle worthy, normal text worthy, slightly smaller than normal text worthy, and just why would you even have this on your website? Maybe like miniature text that no one reads on the site. So yeah, those are all the sizes, H1 through 6. And yeah. You start it like a tag, but then you add an exclamation mark, similar to the Doctype tag, and then you add 2 dashes. And as you can see, everything just turned gray. To end that, just double dash, and a end tag, and all of a sudden, only this part is gray. So that's just a quick lesson on commenting. However, we will go in depth in the future. The next we're going to go about is actually I'm actually going to redo the how to code a website part, because I'm too lazy to reposition the tags. But now we're going to actually add a new tag called the paragraph tag. Now I showed you this earlier. It's a P and begin tag P, end tag P, and yeah. Now a paragraph is essentially just normal text. So like, whenever you code a website, people generally just type all of their stuff in a paragraph tag to be organized. However, you can also just type in gibberish here. I'll just type in those to show you what I mean later. I'm going to type in a short little sentence about coding. Coding a website is as easy as typing. You just have to type out website. And your website will form right in front of your eyes. Okay, now that you're done writing your little sentence about things, about life, we're ready to look at the live preview. Voila. As you can see, with normal text, you literally, there's no thing with it. Like, it's normal text. It's confined within this tiny box. However, when you write a paragraph, there is this margin that separates it. It's like an invisible wall that separates it from everything else. Same with the header tag. It has this slightly larger invisible wall that, actually it's the same size, I think. No, it's slightly bigger. That separates it from the rest of the website. However, if you don't add any tags there, it literally just is there, confined in a tiny little box. That is why usually when you type things on a website, you don't generally keep them outside tags. That's it for this video. If you want, so next episode, I'll be teaching you about link tags, image tags, and combining tags. So I will meet you in the next episode. Goodbye. In the beginning of this video, I promised that I would teach you about how to get your brackets to look like mine. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you first get brackets, this is what you get originally. However, me being me, I think that I like dark better. Like, if you haven't noticed, I am a dark person. My menu and my thing are all dark. I generally like to stick to dark things, So yeah, I'm just a dark guy. I don't mean that like I'm cold-hearted, I just mean that I like dark. The way how you can change this is by heading over to View in the top, and then right under that there's a Themes button. Hit that, and there's a bunch of options. Current theme, use theme scroll bars, font size, and font family. I changed it to Bracket Stark, which is defaultly installed. And what I mean by that is you can actually download more themes, which I'll show you in a bit. Also, this is a either 12 or 11 point font, I forget. I just changed it to 15, because why not? For the next episode, I'll actually keep it 20. That is very zoomed up. I'm going to keep that back at 15. Also, remember that you have to have pixels at the end, PX, otherwise it just won't accept it. Like, I can't click it if there's no X. So yeah. Now, how to install themes. Right under the live preview button, there's something that looks something similar to a Lego brick. Click it, and there will be a bunch of themes available, as in you have a bunch of default themes, and you have a bunch of disabling options. If you want to get themes, just come here. I have really bad internet access right now, so. Also, you can go on the web and drag a zip file into here, or install it from a URL. You can look through all this, search up your favorite theme. That is it for this episode. So yeah, goodbye.